Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about the solar eclipse. The solar eclipse energy is a very, very powerful energy, and it's coming up on April 8th, 2024, and it's going to be in Aries. Now, I want you really to think about Aries. Aries is an energy of the warrior, the sacred warrior, the peaceful love warrior, the loving warrior. So we want to make sure that we're harnessing and utilizing this energy. You know, Aries is impulsive. Aries takes things into their own hands and moves forward. So instead of letting an astrologer tell you how this energy is going to affect you, I just want to encourage you actually to take your power back and give yourself the opportunity to determine how can I make use of this energy for myself. One way you can do that is by going out into the moonlight and asserting, I am open and receptive to my highest and greatest good. I am open to receive intuitive power from the moon according to my highest and greatest good. So we can actually make use of this energy in the days and the evenings leading up to the solar eclipse. Feel free to go outside and to engage with the moon. Let's not just wait for the eclipse, but really take a moment to honor these powerful energies that are supporting us and helping us as we move through different cycles in our lives. Now, there are a plethora of opportunities that we can take advantage of with the upcoming solar eclipse. And I just want to name a few and give you the opportunity to reflect on what is it that you need? What is it that you really want to invite into your life at this time? So, the first thing that I really want to mention is the energy of courage. Some of us may be close to giving up, and Aries is about not giving up. It's about seeing it through and trusting that everything will work out. And Aries is an energy that is very deeply connected to authenticity. It is very turned off to misrepresentation of the self. So anytime you choose to continue, when you choose to persevere, you're rejecting any kind of misrepresentation of who you are. You're saying, I am sticking with this because I know it is a very important part of who I am. So if there's any part of you that's feeling like it's time to give up, I just want to encourage you with this solar eclipse to allow your courage to once again be activated, to be activated by the solar eclipse, to continue to act on your desires. Allow your actions to align with what it is that you actually want for yourself and give yourself permission to see it through. Sometimes when we're manifesting something beautiful, it does require a higher level of patience than we might be used to. But as Plato said, patience is one of the most important virtues when it comes to living the best life that we want to live. So allow yourself to cultivate this dichotomy of courage and patience, pressing forward and at the same time allowing things to crystallize according to divine timing. Now, when you think about the solar eclipse, the moon is actually moving in front of the sun and blocking its access to Earth. To me, that's the curtains closing. You know, the sun represents artistry, it's our creative expression of who we are. The moon is about our emotions, it's a kind of emotional honesty. And so when the moon cuts off the sun, to me, that's the curtains closing. The curtains are closing, and it's just an opportunity for the artist to stop and to feel within, how do I want to show up? How have I been showing up thus far? And am I really bringing all the parts of who I am? Am I putting everything into this performance, into this earth performance? So there's an opportunity with the solar eclipse to really go within and say, you know, with it being in Aries, who am I? And am I showing up as my whole self? There's an opportunity here to just stop and to breathe and to say, okay, how do I want to show up? Also, how do I want to show up for myself? The next question is, when we're talking about an eclipse and we're talking about opportunity, then an eclipse is cutting off access to something. So we can ask ourselves, is there anything that's eclipsing my creativity? You know, creativity being represented by the sun. Is there anything eclipsing my creativity, and what can I do to remove that? And sometimes, let's be honest, it's our emotions. It's our emotions and our thoughts, our mental body and our emotional bodies that are blocking our opportunity for honest and complete creative expression. And the moon is embodying that message. The moon does represent emotion. So this is an opportunity for us to ask, okay, what parts of my so-called, pain body am I still healing? What triggers, what wounds am I still healing, so that I can healthily regulate my emotions as well as regulate my thoughts. Because what many don't understand is your emotions and your thoughts are actually tools for manifestation. They were given to us as tools, not tools to rule us, but tools for us to harness these gifts and to make use of them. So there's an opportunity for reflection there. Am I hiding parts of myself due to my emotions, due to fear, for example, due to um, self-sabotage, lack of self-worth? There's a lot of opportunity there to get deeper into our feelings and give ourselves permission to find out if there's anything blocking us from showing up in the fullness of who we are. One of the last opportunities that I feel like the solar eclipse is offering us is this energy of activation. A lot of times we have particular wants and desires, and it's difficult for us to show up and to step up into that visibility. We want to show up and we want to be there and we want to be seen, but being seen as we are authentically can be just one of the biggest challenges that we face. And it may be with the solar eclipse that a lot of us are experiencing a kind of activation in the space of visibility, that is becoming easier for us to make the conscious choice to be seen. So I just want to encourage you to ask yourself, okay, so we've reflected on, where I might be compartmentalizing, where I might be hiding myself. Where am I taking away opportunities for myself to be heard, for my opportunities for myself to share my wisdom, to share my gifts? So the solar eclipse is kind of a take no prisoners, it's time kind of energy. And what I want to encourage you to do is really go within and ask yourself, what is it that I have to share with the world? What is it that I've been wanting to share? What is it that is so painful for me to hide because it's such an important part of who I am? And give yourself permission to start sharing that with the world. To when the curtains open again and the moon moves on, give yourself permission to show up, and to show up in a way that is self-loving and self-compassionate. Because when we're looking within and we're doing this kind of self-reflection, sometimes we can be super judgmental, but that's not what Aries is asking of you. That's not what any of the zodiac signs are asking of you. They're asking you to go within with creativity, with love, with peace, with compassion, with joy, and to bring out all of the parts of who you are and to share them with the world, understanding that you have soul contracts. A lot of us are earth workers and light workers, and we have soul contracts that we made to come here and to be supportive, to take up leadership positions and to be there for people. So some of us are needing to heal our relationship with power and authority so that we can come up and take up space, and we can, be the leaders that we need to be visible, be seen, be heard. Give yourself permission to be yourself and to accept yourself as you are. Radical, radical self-acceptance. And by doing so, you give those people who you have soul contracts with the opportunity to engage with and be blessed by your light. There are many people who have blessed my path and they're not even aware of it. And who knows how difficult it was for them in that moment to show up. And it may seem like such an unimportant moment for them, but for me, it meant the world. And I am sure that these types of opportunities are already happening for you, where you're showing up and you're speaking and you're being seen. And it may feel like to you it's unimportant, but to others, it means the most. So make sure that you're showing up, because there are people out there who need your light. And whenever you hide it under a bushel, you're taking away people's opportunity to heal and to profit from it. The good thing about that is that when you hide a candle under a bushel, often you'll set the bushel on fire. So there's sometimes on the spiritual path, there's no hiding. And that's what I feel like the solar eclipse is doing, is that if you're hiding your candle under a bushel, it's going to be set on fire. There's not going to be an opportunity to really hide anymore. So instead of being forced through uncomfortable circumstances, give yourself the opportunity to reflect over the coming days and really be clear on, how do I want to show up? How do I want to show up? And I give myself permission to do it radically and unapologetically, with unapologetic self love. Because anytime we're taking up positions of power, we want to make sure that we're balancing that with love and with wisdom. Okay, so upcoming, we have pick a card readings just to help you get clearer or find a connection or inspiration to the upcoming energy and just to personalize it a little bit more. After that, you'll see some journaling prompts that can just help you to reflect. You can stop and you can write about it in your journal, or you can, just reflect on it as you take a walk. All of this is meant to support you in stepping up into your power. When I started going this path, I didn't necessarily know what it was. So when I thought about Aries and the energy of desire, I thought, how amazing, because back in the day, I knew nothing about this. But when I was communicating my desires to the universe, I couldn't say what it was. I could only communicate the feeling. I just knew I wanted to help people to connect with the most precious parts of who they are and not feel that they have to follow some teacher or some guru. Instead, I wanted them to step up and be able to be leaders for themselves. I wanted to be able to activate light workers, earth workers, star seeds, so they can go out and also be leaders and activate others. So I didn't necessarily know what it was going to be, but I knew what it felt like. And so through these pick a card readings and these journaling prompts, I just want to help you get closer to that feeling and understanding what is it that you want for yourself, and understand that you are a trust fund baby of the universe. And the universe is wants to conspire with you for you to have the greatest life that you could possibly have. And the solar eclipse is kind of like that moment when things just ignite. So, and when you think about Aries and a fire sign, you've got the solar eclipse there, there's just this great opportunity for a new beginning. So enjoy the pick a card readings, enjoy the journaling prompts, and we'll speak soon.
Hey, loves, welcome to your pick a card reading. So, these are the three piles. Take your time, feel which piles resonate, and go ahead. Choose the one that feels good to you. And in the description, you can see the time codes, and then jump to the pile that feels good to you. The first pile is pile one, the one in the middle is pile two, and the last pile is pile three. See you in a minute.
Hey, Power One. So let's take a look at your card. We have the world, and I had to cover it up with one of a jam jar sticker, just because of the YouTube rules. But this is beautiful. We've got Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Leo here, but this applies to all signs. And look at this self-actualization coming into your own. This is the end, the completion of a cycle. So you may have completed a karmic cycle, and really are, through the solar eclipse, being offered an opportunity for a self-activation to really step up and to step into your power. Let's ask Lady Isis, who loves us unconditionally, what kind of activation is being offered. Magic and ritual crafting, sacred practice. Queen of Heaven, blessing from the divine, Empress of the skies. So with crafting, sacred practice, magic, and ritual, when I think of that, you may be someone who offers these types of opportunities to others. So you may be someone organizing circles where people can come together to activate and initiate different gifts they have. For example, it may be also useful for you to start crafting your own sacred practice, making sure that when you wake up in the morning that you're giving yourself the opportunity to call your higher self, to connect more deeply with the truth of who you are so that you can access that inner Queen of Heaven. And it doesn't matter whether you're male or female, there's an offering of divine feminine energy being made through the energy of the Queen of Heaven. And through magic and ritual, through sacred practice, you can actually activate that particular gift. So just think about possibly when you wake up in the morning, saying some kind of prayer, just really allowing yourself to connect to universal energy, to connect to your soul and to your higher self, to the divine feminine as well as the divine masculine, and to allow that energy to flow through you so that, you know, when you're moving throughout your day, you can really give yourself permission to tap into the bounty of that energy. You know, we're talking about the divine empress of the sky, so that's a very potent energy. So again, it doesn't matter whether you're here in this incarnation as male, female, or as non-binary. This is a divine feminine energy that's connected to feminine power, feminine authority. It's connected to spiritual leadership. So some of you, again, may actually be taking up space as light workers or earth workers, helping initiate people into a deeper connection with Mother Earth, or into a deeper connection with themselves through rituals, for example. So this may be encouragement in saying, if you really want to step into your power, then it could be that you're someone who helps others to really craft sacred practice in order to set free and access the divine feminine power within. And that could be Kundalini energy. It can show up in different ways. Just remember that in order to really have a healthy activation of the divine feminine, we also have to have a healthy divine masculine. That foundation must be strong. We have to have a strong container for the power and the energy of the divine feminine. So let's take a look at any additional messages that the moon may have for us. Look at this. Cards all over the place. A fiery climax approaches. And didn't these cards just kind of jump out like a volcano? A fiery climax approaches. Oh, my loves. You are good enough. You are good enough. Believe in the impossible. A personal issue reaches resolution. You know, when we're talking about the solar eclipse in Aries, sometimes because it's the polarity of Libra, there may be different issues that come up with regards to relationships that are being healed. Know that personal issues you may have, Cancer is the energy of emotions, intuition, it's being healed. Know that your hard work is paying off and the end of a tough cycle approaches. I mean, this is Capricorn energy. This is the energy of hard work, moving forward step by step. So I get the feeling, you guys have been building, you've been working towards this self-actualization, of the world card. It's not coming just from anywhere. You guys have been putting in the energy. So just remember, you are good enough. Believe in the impossible because your work is paying off and resolutions are coming. So allow that Queen of Heaven within to really take form. Allow this actualization to really happen. And you can do that again by crafting sacred practice. And then in some cases, because this is a general reading, some of you will also be helping others to craft sacred practice so that they can actualize the Queen of Heaven within. So congratulations, my loves. What a wonderful, wonderful message. You are good enough. Believe in the impossible. Hi, pile 2. So let's take a look at your card. We have the Sun. And I just realized these are in German. The Sun card. The Sun is all about optimism. It's all about trusting that everything is working out for your highest and your greatest good. Everything is coming together in a beautiful harmony. And when we look at the little girl here, it's also a symbol of the inner child. So this could be an invitation to bring more play into what it is you're doing. And that's divine feminine energy. Play is divine feminine energy. So when we give ourselves permission to play, we access a completely abundant part of who we are that really blesses our work and what it is that we do. So this is actually, the Sun for me is a card of blessing, a card of divine trust. Everything is working out. And the best way that you can really access that is through work with your inner child. The dark mysteries. Enter the chamber of the dark goddess. So some of you may be feeling like, oh, this is a bit tough. The things are working out a little difficult for me. Sometimes with the dark mysteries card, it's an indication that there may be a bit of a test going on, that And it's not a test of, oh, the universe is trying to see if I'm good enough. Not at all. The test is more like, do you want this? Are you able to really put the energy into it that is necessary for success? Are you willing to trust? Are you willing to take the leap? It's just really opportunities to get to know yourself on a deeper level, and also to understand what this chosen path might actually ask of you. So if you're feeling like, I don't know if this is for me, this is rough, this is tough, the Sun card in combination with the Dark Mysteries is telling me not to worry, but to trust and actually to bring more playfulness into what it is that you're doing. Let's see if the moon has any more wisdom for us. Prosperity lies ahead. What better card can you get in combination with the sun? You have nothing to worry about. Prosperity lies ahead. Believe in the impossible. And this came out in pile one, if you want to take a look at that pile as well. But this is absolutely positive messages and positive omens, just encouraging you, believe in the impossible. No, everything is always working out for you. So the best thing that you could possibly do is not only continue to move forward step by step, get rest and take action in balance, but also to affirm as you go, God is doing something beautiful in my life. Everything is working out for me. Everything is coming together in a beautiful harmony. Just, affirm your way into what it is that you're manifesting for yourself, because whatever it is, you're doing a darn good job, I would say. So access your inner child, allow that laughter. Look at these sunflowers. Allow that laughter to really come through. Allow playfulness to come through. Because sometimes when we're wanting something to finally get here, we can get caught up in kind of these dark mysteries and just be like, what can I do? How can I push? How can I force this? And with manifestation, what we want to do is release resistance. And often the best way to do that is to play. And that's something in astrology that Sagittarius teaches us. Sagittarius teaches us the power of optimism, the power of bringing play into what it is that we do. So just play, trust, believe it's coming. You're doing a wonderful job. Hi, Pal 3. This is your card, the Emperor. And look how the Emperor is holding the Ankh, the key of life. So it may be that strategy going forward step by step is what is the key to what it is that you want to achieve, giving yourself an opportunity to ground. So let's see what Lady Isis is offering us as an opportunity. Oh, this one definitely. Queen of Heaven. This also came out, I believe, in the first pile. Stepping up, taking up space in spiritual leadership and power. Look at this, High Priestess. You are the High Priestess. How beautiful! So this is energy that has to do with spiritual leadership and spiritual authority. So this solar eclipse could be activating spiritual leadership and spiritual authority in your life. Sorry about that. That camera ran out of space. So let's take a look at what the moon has for a message. Again, believe in the impossible. So obviously came out in the first two piles. So you may want to check those out, but apparently there's just this strong message of believing in the impossible. Bring love into the situation. Prosperity lies ahead. This was also in the second pile. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. At the bottom, we have, what do you need to release? So sometimes in order for great things to come in, we have to let go of things that don't work. And sometimes when we have Emperor energy, the Emperor can help us really recognize what is it that's not working for us. Sorry about that. I have a burn on my hand, but what is it that's not working for us, and help us to really release that. So the message here is, you are that High Priestess. You do have Queen of Heaven energy, which has to do with feminine leadership and spiritual authority. It doesn't matter whether you're male or female. We all have the divine feminine, divine masculine within us. And the Emperor reminds us that in order to achieve our goals, we need to move forward step by step. So just access that opportunity to move forward step by step. And as you move forward, remember, believe in the impossible. Bring love into the situation. Meaning when you act, make sure you're acting out of love as opposed to out of fear. And just know and trust that prosperity lies ahead. We are abundant beings with access to creative divine power. And when we give ourselves the opportunity to believe in ourselves, then we open ourselves up to all of the bounty that the universe has for us. So this is looking absolutely beautiful. I'm so happy that all three piles got such amazing messages. So move forward with tenacity, with self trust, self love. And if I can do anything for you to support you, then just come back to the channel and let me know.
Who am I? What is my I am statement? What is my superpower? Can I forgive myself for all of the times when I couldn't be there for myself? How can I show up for myself now? What does life taste like? If I were ice cream, what flavor would I be? How do I recharge and recenter? What's my life purpose and soul mission here on earth? Do I seek validation from others, or am I able to give it to myself? Have I discovered my inner majesty?
Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it is, please like, please subscribe so you can see the next video. If you have any questions or anything you just want to share on this amazing journey, then please do so in the comments below. Let's really make this a beautiful community. And I'm always just so glad to hear how you're moving on your journey, because with us being all one, often whatever it is you're experiencing, somehow will find a resonance with someone else. So I really appreciate any sharing, and also just the opportunity to connect again soon.